This clip of the Texas Bucket List is brought to you by Spirit of Texas Bank and Slovacek Sausage.
Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. Next up on the show, we head to East Texas. In the small town of Orange, right on the border of Louisiana, we ran into a museum that's got some world-renowned art.
The middle of downtown Orange just feels different. Surrounded by architecture, history, and an eccentric collection of statues, it doesn't feel like a city with a population equal to about as many pounds of oranges you'll find on an acre of land. And if you take a stroll inside the Stark Museum of Art, you'll really feel like you've landed in a big city.
People do not expect a museum in a town of about 18,000 people. This is an extraordinary collection to have.
Sarah Boehm is the curator of the museum, dedicated to something Texans know very well.
We have a wonderful collection of Western American art, showing the history of the American West through paintings, sculpture, and prints. Texas is, of course, really the entry to the American West.
When it comes to the artists known in this medium, the Stark Museum has the head honchos.
We're coming now into the gallery with our John James Audubon collection on view, and this is one volume of Audubon's Birds of America. He documented the birds and animals of North America, including those in the West, but also those in the South. And we have a wonderful collection of the works of John James Audubon. Some of the names that people will most likely recognize are the great Western artists Frederick Remington and Charles Marion Russell, who created some of the iconic images of the cowboy and the Indian, the stories of the past that we all grew up with.
It's incredible to explore this place and run into a piece of art you've only seen in the pages of a book.
This is everybody's classic idea of what the West is. The West of the cowboy and the Indian, and the West of conflict and drama. And that's epitomized by Frederick Remington's sculpture of the Bronco Buster, the cowboy taming the wild horse and gathering mastery over the dangers of the West.
Even artists that are featured in the Smithsonian and the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York can be found right here in the middle of East Texas.
We're looking now at Albert Bierstadt's painting of Yosemite Valley, and this is one of the wonderful landscapes of the American West because it's that kind of grand operatic view.
It's amazing, especially up here in these mountains. It's just like, makes you realize how big it is.
Big and powerful. This is nature exerting its forces. And that's one of the things I love most about it.
It doesn't take long before you find yourself transfixed on a piece, studying every detail and wondering what it was like when the West was wild.
Thomas Moran's painting of the Mirage is a wonderful example of his artistry in showing us both the detailed representations of the geologic forms and yet the romantic view of the West expressed through color and light, and his representations of an ideal West, a West of the past that was pure.
And it's just beautiful with the reflections of the water. You can see the horses and the mountains and then the moon even just reflecting off the water.
He does a beautiful job of contrasting the yellow oranges against the blue.
Here, you'll also find the only complete collection of the United States in crystal by Steuben Glass. Yes, it includes Texas. But how did the collection come to be all in the little tiny town of Orange? Well, you can thank a family whose roots run deep in this part of the state.
Our collection actually was assembled primarily by one individual, H.J. Lutcher Stark, who loved the land of America and especially that of the West.
The Stark family instituted a foundation that prides itself in contributing historical, artistic, and cultural resources to Orange, and the Art Museum does just that.
I didn't know what to expect from such a small venue, but they've really packed in quite a bit of artwork here.
Shane Duplashane drove in from Louisiana with his family to enjoy the exhibits.
It's really exciting to see something so close to home that you can come here and just take it all in.
Brandon Aker is visiting from Arkansas.
I actually like those paintings, some of these paintings right here are actually pretty cool. Yeah, the old Western stuff is pretty neat.
To see these incredible works with your own eyes, just a few blocks away from the Sabine, is serene and well worth a stop on the Texas Bucket List.
That's nice. That's real nice.
This is an important part of people's ability to identify themselves, to establish goals by corresponding with American ideals.